Hello and welcome to the Film Companion panel on social media and the changing narrative of Bollywood. Social media has affected all our lives. It's not just about Bollywood or film personalities or celebrities anymore. It's changed the way really we live. It's changed the way we play. It's changed our relationships with each other. It's also changed, I think, the definition of celebrity. What that celebrity is, what it means anymore, and what our relationship with celebrity is. With me on this panel, first of all, are three of the finest comic talents in this country. Tanmay Bhatt, co-founder, member of AIB, All India Bakchod.
I just want to point out that we went from Kangna Ranaut, Hrithik Roshan to Tanmay Bhatt right now.
I'm so relieved I don't have to entertain. I'm off pressure.
Yeah, you know, I'm half tempted to just say, guys, just be funny. And Jagdish, you and I'll just watch.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, listen. So this is Rohan Joshi, AIB co-founder, member.
Hi. Hi.
This is Arnab Kumar. He's the guy behind Cutiapa and Viral Fever. And that is Jagdish Mahapatra, who's the managing director, and I hope I get this right, McAfee.
Absolutely.
Arnab, this week you posted a video called Barely Speaking. It's a Viral Fever video called Barely Speaking with Arnab. And it features Shah Rukh Khan. I'm sure many of you have seen this video, but for those of you who haven't, there's a moment, I mean, it gets to certain truths which are uncomfortable, and Shah Rukh is sitting there and laughing. At one point, you know, he is asked, how many awards have you won? And he says,
Okay, so Mr. Khan, you've won so many awards. So can you give a rough estimate of how many awards have you won?
I've been told about 560 some odd awards. There are a lot of awards.
And how many have you purchased?
Beg your pardon?
How many have you purchased?
Okay. What is the figure I told you just now?
560.
Yeah. So the first 280 I bought.
Okay.
The second 280, the guys have been paying me actually now. They're telling me, you know, to make the awards look good.
and then he's asked to sell fake products. And he says, it's fine, I've sold fake products all my life.
Next that is Manohar Panwala.
तेरे कत्थे की लाल लालियां, तेरे कत्थे की खूबसूरत खुशबुएं नहीं भूलूंगा मैं, जब तक है पान, जब तक है पान. Echo आएगा, जब तक है पान.
I want to know, I know you worked with Farah Khan on OSO. How hard was it to get Shah Rukh into that room? And once you got him into that room, were there any lines? Could you say anything at all? Or did he say you can't go there?
No. Actually, the thing is that I have, when I used to work with Shah Rukh in Om Shanti Om, so even that time I used to not entertain him. So he used to talk to me और फिर मैं जवाब नहीं देता था. कभी डर के मारे, कभी मेरे पास होता नहीं था. And he used to think, यार रोनाब बोलता नहीं है, अभी जिस दिन बोलेगा उस दिन dilapidate कर देगा. So I had that sort of an equation. I was never overwhelmed. I was never sort of, you know. And when they approached and we thought, okay, let's.
They approached you.
Yeah. So they approached all of us, and we all discussed amongst ourselves that, you know, we should be doing it in such a manner, because I think one thing which is very important and we need to keep, we are always in the loop for that is we don't want to do the overkill thing. So I think we had a phone call and we thought, you know, one of us should do that. And not both of us, because then it will be me too and the audience, both of our
Wait,
audience.
so they called both of you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think Superwoman also.
Yeah.
So and it was, I think it was not a surprise when they approached us. We started with Gana Wala song. So I think for me, this is the 6th film that we are doing a cover top rate. I think that was the peak. That got like 2 million views that time.
That was the first one. That was really, Gana Wala song was the first one I remember I saw it. And I remember going, who are these guys? And this is very cool what's happening.
Yeah.
I know that me and Rohan both tweeted saying, I don't know who these guys are, but I hope they get funded very quickly because we need a lot more of these. I think it was the first really big viral hit.
And with this show, we always wanted to do Barely Speaking with Arnab because the character is very famous. So we thought, okay, let's do a show with a host featuring a bad attitude. And then we had to get the tone right. We only got 24 hours to prepare the questions. But I think it is a lot on him that the show was funny enough. I feel that it can be much, much better. But I think it was Shah Rukh's sense of humor. It was his wit. Because we didn't know the answer. People are thinking, a lot of audience think that, okay, we have made them act. And he's acting. He's not. I mean, there's just 10 questions. He was asked exactly while we were rolling and he answered all of them.
But did you vet those 10 questions? Did he
Yeah,
have any
that
control?
happened. I mean, we gave them 12 questions and he rejected 2 of them. And the ones he rejected were not really, I mean, they weren't the ones which were nasty. So I think
Will you tell us what the 2 were?
I think,
Baby steps, Anupama, baby steps. It begins with this.
I think one was somewhere around, I think, Zayed Khan, maybe. So, but we still did a ticker where we say Zayed Khan had started a rental Diwali cracker. He turns entrepreneur. I think it was him, and it will be tough to get more guests. But I think, I'm sure Alia Bhatt we can get. So
But Rohan and Tanmay, let's go to that Alia Bhatt video. That genius of the year is absolute genius.
Final question. What is the black hole information paradox?
Hawking's black hole information paradox results from a combination of quantum mechanics and general relativity, which suggests that all physical information could permanently disappear in the black hole, making it a non-unitary transformation of state.
Correct.
Yes! Wow! It's a very big moment for me, I work very hard.
I read that you sent it to her when it was just 5 lines.
It was...
Yeah.
I'd like to clear out exactly how this story happened because a lot of people keep asking us, how did you manage this? Like, who paid who, how much rupees to do this PR makeover for... I just want to clear... So, Alia, we were friends with Alia before the video, right? And she'd done something with us before. And this whole internet thing happened, it blew up. About Alia's Coffee with Karan episode, there were these memes. So one day we were sitting and we were discussing, we should address this. The first idea we came up with, Alia is going on KBC. And she approaches this NGO saying, I'd like to sponsor your NGO when I go on to KBC. And the kids at the NGO are all looking at her going, can you go to the other NGO? Because the kids over there are suffering way more.
Because you're not going to make any
money. And we don't want, we really would want like someone else to represent
That was
us.
the original idea.
That was the original idea. And it was something very silly. So then we decided, okay, let's do a Dove commercial. Like Alia's really upset about what's happened, show her crying. Then show a journey of this girl blossoming into this intellectual
Yeah, like
person.
one of our references was the Dove Women of Real Beauty ad, where everything is so sort of sentimental and everything is so earnest. So we wanted to sort of parody that tone as well.
And
we
then literally we sent her like the idea, we called her and I said, here's the idea. And her first reaction was, and this girl is 21 now, she's 21 and she's so mature. Her first reaction was, we must do it. She laughed instantly and she's like, we must do it, let's take it head on. And we said, there are going to be a lot of jokes about you, we're going to address this. And she's like, we must do it. And then it was only a matter of time. Then we wrote a full script.
Yep.
And we wrote best case scenario where we
put in,
like
we always write for the best case scenario. We'll always write in 25 cameos. We'll always write in. Then if people say no, that's fine. Then you can pare that down. But you always write for them. We did that. And I think we got pretty much the best case scenario.
Yeah, most of them said yes. A lot of them, we're also lucky in the sense that a lot of them followed us on Twitter because of our past work. And once someone follows you on Twitter, your relationship with them becomes slightly more intimate in the sense that you get to direct message them, which is it's a different room. Like it's like me taking to another room and saying, hey, so let's do you know what I'm saying?
You're not talking through a network of publicists or PR agents. You're talking directly person to person,
which is a
which
huge
really
deal.
helps.
So has celebrity and the definition of celebrity completely changed?
I think,
yeah.
I think,
yeah, of course.
It was some of the nasty comments which were written on their video. I remember that me and Golu were discussing, and they were like fans. I don't know. I mean, Indian viewers are very emotional here, and they were like giving galis ki ye PR ke liye ho raha hai, ye ho raha hai. So I remember that she had done a video, the first sketch that they did on Ghana, something like Ishq Wala Love only.
Yeah.
And that time she was not a big celeb, so nobody has any negative comment on that. And that is the time, I think it is when the person in the frames are big. I mean, it's easy for people to sort of start slinging.
Yeah.
No, also, I think part of that blame also lies on our current celebrity and media culture. Our current celebrity and media culture is very niche-based. The second you have a movie out, you are on every dance show, you are on every Jhalak Dikhla Ja, you are giving half-hour interviews to every single show. Like, I'm sure you've experienced it with the front row. I'm sure it was much easier to schedule an interview when a star had a movie coming out the next week. So suddenly, so all your access to celebrity is very need based. So even as an audience member, you're trained to believe that okay, if I'm seeing this person on TV,
there कुछ तो है यहाँ पे
कुछ तो
इसलिए
है,
आ रहा
इसका
है.
कुछ PR, इसका कुछ
कुछ तो
plug,
है.
इसका कुछ तो है. So it
something
was
to sell.
there's
Yeah.
something to sell. So
Which
it was
is why,
really,
yeah,
really
nobody
shocking
believed-
for
no-
people. Whereas
Nobody
like,
believed that. Why would
what's
Alia do
Alia's
this?
end game here? There's no movie coming out.
agenda hoga?
Yeah, what is her agenda? There's no movie coming out. She doesn't have another release coming up this year. She doesn't have her. She's already had her 2 hits, her critical success with Highway, and 2 states doing well at the box office. So what is her end? People couldn't fathom that on some level.
Which is what baffled us also, because when people said you're doing a PR activity for her, and we were like, what do you fix?
Did someone from media ask you this question?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've
like
been
you
asked
say.
several
Very much.
times, and it's like,
Very
how do you fix the image of somebody who has had a critical hit like Highway and a box office success like 2 states like a month ago? How am I supposed to do more for her
this
image?
person,
That's
yeah.
not really like you think I can do PR for this person?
And the denial was to such an extent where I've spoken to journalists who thought the documentary or the mockumentary was real,
Yeah.
saying, "Is she really smart now? Is that what you're trying to portray?" And we're
Actual,
like,
actual question,
these are
not
your qualified
making this up.
people
Like, yeah.
giving information to the public. How
Actual
are you
comment
saying
on
this?
YouTube: "Fuck all documentary is fake." Like, thanks, genius. We knew that. Like,
So yeah, so read the idea to do that was to not turn into a comedy nights with couple. You should. The idea is to really make celebrities more accessible and more human. That's what
Yeah.
you know. Abroad, when there's a Saturday Night Live that happens, celebrities have that week marked out a year in advance. Saying next year in January, in the 3rd week, I'm going to do Saturday Night Live. It's a huge deal for the celebrity to be on Saturday Night Live.
it's a rite of passage.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
The celebrity will take out 10 days from their lives to rehearse with the actors, to contribute to the writing, because that is sacrosanct for them, right? The comedic element of doing comedic work is a huge deal there. They take out time and to do this because it's a matter of privilege for them. Here it's the other way around. Here if the celebrity does anything mildly funny, oh my god, ye best aadmi hai. Like the second
Yeah, because
someone
it's so
does,
easy, right?
It's so easy because no one does it. The second a celebrity takes a joke about himself, they're like, oh my god, this guy is
Okay,
amazing.
So why don't they do it? Does Bollywood lack a sense of humor?
No, I just think not at all. No, not at all.
I mean,
Arunab, tell me if you agree with this. Like a lot of people ask us if Bollywood doesn't have a sense of humor. Would you say that old Bollywood has less of a sense of humor than new Bollywood does?
I think वो है ना
I think,
बेचारे
yeah.
license राज के बच्चे
Yeah,
हैं, तो you can't
exactly.
really help
I
it.
think that's
mean,
what it is. I think every single personal interaction I've had with somebody from Bollywood, whether it's a Shah Rukh Khan, yeah, there's,
you know, I think,
that's a great description.
Yeah,
that's a
perfect.
phenomenal
it's a-
description.
It's a very thing. I've heard that most of the Midnight Children, they are the ones who are stuck because they are the ones who sort of got confused around 75 emergency time, and that's the one. That's the time they were young. No, guys, this is
Wow, this got hardcore really quickly.
Yeah.
very, I mean, I
it's good.
include my dad in this, and most of the guys who are in late 45 and 50s and all that. So they had a dream, thanks to JP and 75 and everything, and somehow it didn't happen. And then Congress was there and everything, and they just got confused here. But they are the first young generation of independent India. I don't blame them. I think the younger generation for sure does not. We get requests now.
I think-
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have, I mean, with the power move that we did with Barely Speaking, I mean, that was the idea. I said we have to do something. If this man comes on a sketch, then I don't think now from anyone will ever have a problem because, you know, Shah Rukh is there.
But the fact is that there is a maturity of people to laugh at themselves wasn't there probably a decade back. I mean, I was amazed to see Sunny Deol making fun of himself in our, you know, that Yamla Pagla Divana. I mean, that would have probably never happened from Sunny Deol a decade back. So I think
Possibly.
for sure that's...
But I've also found in any personal interaction I've had with, say, Bollywood stars, like whether it's a Shah Rukh Khan, whether it's a Ranbir Kapoor, I found that personally they're mind-blowingly affable, fun people. But I think the problem is when the machine gets in the way.
Yeah.
I think the machine, it's the studio that's afraid. It's the PR machinery that's afraid. It's all of these people who sit there and tell them that these are bad ideas. Now what happens with the younger generation is whether it's an Arjun Kapoor or an Alia Bhatt, etc., they've all grown up with the same references that we've grown up with.
yeah.
Because we now live in the world of the internet. These guys have grown up watching Funny or Die. They've grown up watching Saturday Night Live. They've grown up watching The Tonight Show. So they get that culture instinctively. So if you can sort of leapfrog past the hurdle that is the machine and get to them and say, listen, we think this would be a fun thing to do.
Twitter DMs.
It's really easy to get them to agree.
The key is what's happening to us right now is what happened to television 5 years ago with the sudden access to movie stars. The key really needs to be that the internet still needs to be that place where stars still need to be X. I don't know how to explain it. For example,
No, basically they need to be themselves as opposed to be a manufactured version of themselves.
which is the most key. You still need to keep the internet Like that's the sanctity of the internet needs to be there. What you see on a comedy nights with Kapil is still not sacred in the sense that it's still your machinery that's pushing you onto that show. The internet, the key for creators like us is to still keep the internet sacred.
Like it must always be between two ferns and never coffee with Karan
Never coffee
on
with
the
Karan.
internet. You know what I'm saying? It must always be that.
I have a jilted relationship with TV. I wanted to make India's Big Bang Theory or Seinfeld, but not copying them, but my own version. And the research team says that yaar, Indian youth ko nahi dekhna hai ye. This is too intelligent. This is too intelligent comedy. I said it's like saying a girl, you're too beautiful, so I can't marry you. Or this phone is too smart, so I can't take it. So I mean, so when you talk to these executives who have lived most of their lives in clubs and in South Bombay and Bandra, then you feel that this guy is telling me that what Indian youth wants, I don't believe
It's amazing how true that is. The amount of times you will go into a meeting with somebody in a suit and they will tell you this is too smart. Indian public dumb hai. Make it dumber. And it's the condescension. When you're creating content
that
for
guy
these people.
himself would be watching a Breaking Bad.
Yeah,
or
of course. But no. I control the keys to this universe and I believe that my subjects are all stupider than me. It's a terrible assumption to make.
So we did this TV show, same actors like Arnab and Munna Jazbati, Bindas pe we did a TV show. It has got less than 5,000 views on YouTube and a YouTube success reflects the TRP success.
Yes.
So Comedy Nights with Kapil is the biggest hit on TV TRP wise as well as it's very big on YouTube. So when we try and do something on TV, since nobody is watching it, so TV is losing its relevance. So net is big. I mean, that's what I want to arrive at, that this medium is much bigger.
Let me bring Jagdish. It is much bigger. It is. And so what happened when those pictures were leaked? When hackers went into iCloud, was the aggregate hits across the world sort of just went up. Okay? Now, this is a case of how does a celebrity control this? I mean, so this is a case of it going so badly wrong. And Jennifer Lawrence gave this actually very moving interview to Vanity Fair saying, I don't care how much money I make for the Hunger Games, but finally I had to pick up a phone and tell my father that there are pictures of me naked everywhere. You can download them anytime. So that's when it gets really ugly. How can anyone control that?
No, I think with celebrities or even for all of us here, right? If you look at usage of internet, there are about 5 billion plus devices in the world, but just 2 billion toothbrushes. That's a reality. And that's so much true about India. We aren't getting more hygiene. That's why PM has all this, whatever he's trying to do. But the fact is we're going to get more and more connected, and mobile is the way it's going. The mobile world is funny. Android and stuff is not secure. It's not meant to bring in security. So whether it's Jennifer Lawrence or us, we got to just be aware of the fact it isn't a secure world at all. So if it's an easy, dumb password that you want to use to remember, somebody will crack it. I mean, a hacker today has got multiple ways to do it. It's very easy to crack. And that's what really happened. I don't know what the real story was. It really benefited her, in my opinion. So you don't know what your end. But the fact is today, technology is not the issue. The problem is about users. We got to be aware that it's a bad world. As long as we recognize that, it becomes much easier. But it's a bad world.
I honestly don't think the issue, at least at the heart of the Jennifer Lawrence scandal, for example, scandal is such a terrible word, but it's not a scandal, it's a sex crime. And I agree, that's what it is. Because, and I think you do a disservice to the argument by turning it into an argument about are celebrities safe or not. It's not. It's a larger conversation about voyeurism. And like he said, about the access that people could have to parts of your life, anybody's life. Today's Jennifer Lawrence's. Tomorrow, if they wanted, they could have that access to, nobody wants to see nude pictures of me. All right? Nobody wants to do that. But the point is, it's all there. It's not about celebrity. Anybody can strike at anybody's most personal, deepest, these things now. And that's something that you need to be careful about.
But Rohan, sometimes the celebrity narrative on the internet goes wrong in other ways, like it did for Priyanka and Reddit.
Right.
Correct.
Of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that conversation went completely off track, and she finally left.
No, I mean it was terrible. Okay, let's be honest about Reddit. Extremely sexist place in general. All right, what happened with Priyanka Chopra shouldn't have happened. But what went wrong in that conversation is at no point did she address what was happening.
I think it was also a case of going into a situation without fully understanding it. Because Reddit is the sort of place where once you put the words AMA out there, it is ask me anything. It is no longer a PR-controlled, moderated experience. And I don't think whoever advised her to do that AMA had an inkling of what they were going in for. And also, that's what happens with the internet. The second they realize that your approach to something is disingenuous, they will destroy you. They
I'll
will
give you an
pounce on
example.
you and show you no mercy.
Imran Khan went on Reddit. We did a video with Imran Khan, and Imran was telling us how he's been on Reddit India for the longest time under a pseudonym. And then so we put them in touch, and he did a conversation with he did an AMA on
Yeah.
Reddit, which went smoothly because the second they started asking him like, why did you do this? You know, why are you this? Why is the industry
How are
this
you
way?
an actor? And like, you know, even nasty questions.
Yeah, and he addressed it very straight up, like, you know, blah, blah, this is what I feel.
Yeah. Like I remember there was one great question where somebody was like, how the fuck are you an actor? And he was like, you know what? I don't want to be, but people keep paying me lots of money to do this and I can't say no. And that's such a great answer. Yeah, which is we should all, exactly.
I think
And-
honesty is something which invariably people users out there. I mean, the moment you try to, you can't fight them.
No, you can't.
You cannot
can't.
fight their perception. You can just say, okay, boss, you can confess to it, and then they are very, very forgiving.
Yeah.
Then they will admire you for that.
It's very easy
And
to disarm
I
an
think-
internet commenter with
I think
honesty.
exactly like how the initial PR of the world, you know, I have a term for this called creative feudalism. So there are like 40 people who decide what kind of news will go out and what kind of movies will be made. This is a very democratic medium and brutally democratic. I mean, every user and every click has the same power. Maybe it is Mr. Bachchan holding in the mouse, or even if we are holding the mouse, or somebody else. So that is a leveler, and I think that's what showed in Reddit. She was, I think, if at all, she would have given one honest answer to
Yeah.
many questions, like, okay, maybe I need to improve my voice for the song. You guys
Yeah.
didn't like.
Yeah.
A simple, this would have been a taping point for the entire interview to
Correct, correct.
And again, this is not because you want to see the subject debased. Don't get me
No.
wrong. It's not. You don't want to humiliate the person into being debased in this thing. That's not where it comes from. It's not an evil instinct. It's just honesty. Let me know that this is a real person at the other end of the line. It's that simple.
But Rohan, the truth is that even on the net,
Mm-hmm.
despite all this thing about it gives a sense of intimacy, it gives a
Right.
sense of an honest, authentic persona. The truth is that even their internet personas are manufactured. To
Of
some
course.
extent. You know, they've
Of
got
course.
people tweeting for them, blogs, I don't know, maybe
course.
they're paying people to blog for them. So then, isn't it just degrees of manufacture?
Isn't everything? Isn't your public persona today, when you go out and even hang out with your friends, on some level manufactured and not a completely honest reflection of what you're thinking on the inside? And I think people can also, in general, tell the degree of manufacture. Like you
Yeah.
can always tell when it's a PR person posting and when it's a real person posting. I think you can always tell, and you have to see what degree you're comfortable with. I think that's.
I think the more pertinent difference is the fact that this is a push and pull medium, and this is not just a push medium. So when you say degrees of manufacture in the worlds of Vogue magazine and GQ and Times and Bombay Times, I just can say something to it to two friends in my room. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
But the moment a TOI tweets it, then there can be 3,000 people reacting
to it.
and then there is a whole stage
Yeah.
where everyone can see what is happening. So that is what is discomforting, and that's where you have to be more honest and have less degrees, because here you have the power to act. At the same time, if any star or any actor, so how we are subjugated by Bollywood, and how any of us, whatever, a star walks into our office, whether we like his work or whether we don't like his work, whether we say that अरे ये तो अच्छा काम नहीं करता है, but जैसे ही वो सामने आता है, तो फिर हमारे अंदर का वो फैन जागता है और हम उसे दोस्ती करना चाहते हैं. So I think that is the reality, guys. So I mean, be it any star. I mean, today we made a documentary, the making of a Salman Khan film, and we have ripped his movies and all that. But if he walks in, we'll be licking his anklets. I mean, that's what we'll do. So
That's a very specific.
No, I think I'd like to.
Yeah,
I'd like
just
to
very
disagree with you
specific
there.
fetish.
I'd like to disagree with you. I think there are two ways. There are two sides to this. There's a difference between licking someone's feet, and there's a difference between not being a dick. Right? There's a very big difference.
Yeah.
And in India, very rarely do people understand that there's a middle ground.
Yeah.
Where you don't have to be a dick to the guy, but you don't have to suck up to him.
And I think, again, if we're being completely honest, when we were all younger, when we were on Twitter,
Yeah.
when we were 24, we were complete assholes to stars and to everyone.
Yeah,
and for no reason.
We've gone through that
For no
spectrum
reason.
where
All right.
me and Rohan used to be very early on Twitter, barely anybody following us. At that time, a celebrity was untouchable, right? And when someone's untouchable, you can throw a stone at them. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
right.
And you kept throwing, we kept saying stuff about them. And then eventually we reached a point where suddenly they became accessible. And suddenly you realize, holy crap, they're just regular people like me and
Essentially,
you.
it was the hate mail thing, but it was happening to us now.
To us, in
Somebody
real- in
replied,
real
we were
life.
like, oh my God, he can see my face. Oh shit.
And now,
Oh, shit.
and now people come to us and say that, "Arey, now that you got access to Bollywood movie, you guys are like sellouts." And I'm like, it's not a question of sellout. It's just that you don't want to be a dick to actual people, and it's a ground rule that we apply to everyone now. So if I have something, if I there's a movie star who I extremely dislike, I will still keep quiet about it, and give them the same treatment that I would to someone who I actually like as well.
Also, the big difference between the internet and, say, television and movies is that unlike television and movies, the internet as a medium will not bend for you. Right?
Yeah.
Like as a star, you can make TV bend to your will. You can make movies bend to your will. The internet is not going to bend for you. The internet is going to forget you and move on in a heartbeat. And I think you have to realize that at some point, if as a star you want to spend any time there.
No, as he rightly said, it's a leveler, it's an equalizer, right? And everybody's got a mic in his hand. You can speak up. So I think for celebrities, it's very important for them to have a proper social media strategy. Whether, it's manufactured, that doesn't matter. Use it to leverage because that's real.
Yeah.
When you have those kind of hits, that's real, right? So leverage it. I think most of the Bollywood stars really lack that right now.
As a consumer, you don't believe Bollywood is using the net well. Why?
Yeah, I'm comparing with global standards. The way we look at other sides of the world, I think they leverage it. Their sense of humor obviously is more, and they're more participative. So I like it when you get Alia Bhatt to your show and you get Mahesh Bhatt to crack with a poker face on the opening joke, and that's a cracker. I mean, I think that's the gradual progress we all want to see. I don't think we are anywhere near that. I mean, Kapil kind of shows, they're doctored. I mean, they want to laugh at things they're already ready with. So I think that's a long way to go.
At what point, and is there a danger of people like you becoming co-opted by this machinery? If they're calling you, can they not say, okay, I need an AIB makeover, I need to be authentic and cool, can I now do it with you?
There is that worry, and I think as creators we need to be very careful, and we need to keep the medium sacred. I think I agree. But I think the internet is one of the few places where you can ask Bollywood to fuck off. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the few places where you can. And I think every time the more you say it, the more they tend to want you.
Do you get a sense that now, or soon enough, increasingly, especially post the Shah Rukh one, people will say, okay, marketing strategy, we need to...
It's already happened.
Already happened.
It's already happened.
So
already
do you
happening.
say no? Do you
Actually, we do.
We have.
We either say
times.
no, and then we're like, look, if you wanted to be part of your marketing strategy, you still have to give us creative carte blanche. We're not going to sit here and toe your line and have like one...
Yeah. It's not just movie coming out and make something for the movie. It's
not.
also stuff like, hey, this movie star had this surgery done, and this news is going to be public very soon.
Story.
It's true story. I get an email saying movie star's got this surgery done. This news story is going to be public very soon. Would EIB like to do the PR for this? This actual
like damage control.
Yeah.
This is
saying if you do a sketch, people will like this movie star.
This is a true story. This is an actual email saying that a certain movie star has had a controversial surgery done, and we're not sure how the PR is going to go. Would you be okay with doing a video that would just think? I'm like,
I think
no,
it's ridiculous.
like what's left?
I mean, thankfully we don't have a lot of friends, so we don't get these kind of requests. But in terms of movie promotion,
lucky
this
bastard.
is the sixth.
Just. I can't wait. We're just 2 emails away from being like, hi, we're writing to you on behalf of ISIL. We really want you to do our PR for us. We have, there's a negative opinion about us bombing Syria. Maybe we could do a fun video.
Guys, I'm so sorry. We have to wrap. I want to stay here and do this much longer. But thank you. This was so much fun.
Thank you for having us. It was great fun. Thank you.
If you really want to know more about Garibon Ka Wolverine, then you must subscribe to The Film Companion.